has a story, and today we are here to sit down with the people behind the business. Hi, I'm Heather Alto with the Central Virginia Business Coalition,
And I'm Mike Norfield with Visiting Angels of Lynchburg.
and welcome to Tea Time. We are going to be speaking today with Matt Litchford from Brown's Heating, Air, Plumbing, and Electrical. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about the story behind Brown's Heating, Air, Plumbing, and Electrical. It's a really long name.
It is. It is. And hopefully we just keep adding to it. So I've only been on board for a little less than a year now, but I've heard the story many, many times. Brandon and Dara started 20 years ago this year, actually, with a very small loan from his father-in-law. And he actually worked two jobs. He was a firefighter as well as, working the HVAC until it got, strong enough as a business to where he could use that as his primary income.
Awesome.
So you said you joined Brown's. I'm not going to try. You joined Brown's about a year ago. So how did that adventure get started for you?
So for anybody that doesn't know me, I've been in the electrical trades here in Lynchburg for about 25 years. I've done everything from, grunt helper in the beginning to owning my own business. I was working for another company and there was an ownership change that I wasn't a fan of. And I was able to get connected with Brandon and Dara, and it's the best decision I've ever made.
Awesome. So was there a moment when you knew that this is what you were meant to do, like the electrical field in general?
Yeah, so I never ever planned on being an electrician. As a child, my aspirations were to be a very successful attorney. Anybody that knows me knows I like to talk and argue, so it would have been right up my alley.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the school part I wasn't a fan of. You can both attest to that. But I've always been mechanically inclined, and I've always wanted to do something to help people. So the electrical, I actually had a friend who was an electrician, and I was out of work, and he was like, "Hey, you could try this." And okay, sure, why not? And here we are all these years later.
And was there a moment when you walked into Brown's where you knew like this is where you belonged?
The second I walked in for the interview, I've been watching them, from afar for years now. They've been doing what they do for a long time. And actually, when I had my business, it was always one of those things where it was kind of like, yeah, I want to do what they do, because they have so many other things going on behind the scenes with giving back to the community and all the things they do for the employees and all that. It's, it's a good business model if you want to retain good employees.
And what inspired you to take the leap and move to Brown's?
A text message from Brandon.
Like it was just kind of like, hey, you want to?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. Where I was at, I knew it was not going to be a good fit for me with the changes that were going on. And Brandon knew me well enough to also know that it wasn't going to be a good fit for me. So
It was funny because he messaged me.
yeah, five minutes into our meeting that morning about the changes, I get a message. Hey, you going to stay? I'm like, I'm not. And he's like, okay, well, come on over.
Yeah. Yeah. It was funny because he messaged me and said, hey, do you have Matt's number? I said, I do. So, yeah. So tell me a little bit, what are some of the biggest challenges you faced, or even Brown's for that matter, if like running a business here in Central Virginia?
One of the biggest issues with a business is honestly just getting the customer recognition, like letting people know. I've been here since last summer. As we've had an electrical department here at Brown since last summer, and even our normal regular customers, we still get like, oh, you guys do electrical work now?
Mm-hmm.
So just the visibility is a big thing. There's so many different avenues now: television, radio, billboards, social media, all the things. So it's just having a good balance of that, I think, is what makes you successful.
And as you came on board and kind of starting the electrical part from scratch, like how have you navigated letting people know that that's something that Brown's offers? And now I know one of the ways you drove this morning because you just got the brand new wrap truck.
Yes, and you can't miss that going down the road.
Insert picture here.
So luckily I've been very, very blessed at Brown's because they already had all that in place when I came. They've got a great social media team. We do all the videos, we do the giveaways, we do, all the things. So it's just, that was already in place. And I'm just, like I said, blessed to be able to build on that and just kind of add the electrical side of things to what they already had.
What do you think keeps you pushing forward as far as like, or even Brandon, them just growing the business and the team? Because I know he's grown a lot in the last couple of years.
He has, and it's difficult to do because when you have a business and a brand like Brown's has, you can't just hire anyone, right? You've got so many people out here that would not a good fit. We vet everyone. We're Google verified, so we have to run background checks on everyone. We understand, take it very seriously that we're sending people into people's homes, right? All of our employees are coming into someone's home at some point. So we make sure that we hire the right people. You know, you don't want somebody to show up at your house to do something. You look out the window and go, I'm not letting that guy in my house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we don't ever want to be that company. So it's taking the time and the care to hire the right people and not just stick a warm body in a seat.
So what makes the business being based in Central Virginia, like what makes this community special for you?
Well, for me, it's just because it's where I grew up. I've been in Lynchburg my whole life, so it's special to me just to be able to stay here and to be able to do what I love to do and to build the career that I want and still stay close to family. Lynchburg's it's a special place because we got a little blend of everyone here, right? You got the people like us that have been here our whole lives, and then you've got lots of transplants from all the universities and the big businesses here in town. So it's a nice little mixture. I get to meet people from all walks of life and all areas of the country and even the world pretty much daily. So it's really cool.
So the Central Virginia Business Coalition, you guys have been members and sponsors for a very long time.
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about how, the Central Virginia Business Coalition has supported your journey.
Well, part of it's with the advertising and the marketing, right? We get a lot of support from you guys for that. And the community, right? Like there's not a day that goes by that there's not someone on Facebook asking about needing a recommendation for a plumber, an electrician, or an HVAC guy, and someone from the business coalition is throwing our name in the ring. So it's just the support that you get from the community that you guys have built there.
Awesome.
So now the most controversial question that we ask is sweet tea, unsweet tea, or something else?
Oh, sweet tea, absolutely.
Okay. What's your favorite local business other than your own?
I might get myself in trouble here. There's so many. I don't know if I can pick just one. Disney Angels.
Oh,
I like that
look
answer.
at that. Look at
I like that
Okay.
answer.
What is the best business advice you've either given or received?
The best business advice that I have ever received was back when I was a business owner. I had a gentleman who had been in business for a very long time, and I was very involved, very active, still working in the field when I had the business. And one of the things that I think has helped me grow even still in my position today is he looked at me and he said, okay, son, let me ask you a question. When are you going to stop working in your business and start working on your business? And I just kind of stopped. I was like, he's right. You can't do it all, right? You either have to be behind the scenes, taking care of all the logistics and, taking care of the actual, the department, or you can be in the field doing the work, but it's virtually impossible once you get to any kind of scale to do both. And that was probably one of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten because it kind of helped me to step back and take a look at things and realize where my role was.
Very good.
What's the biggest myth about your industry?
That we charge too much. I hear that every day, and it's like everything has gone up. Like we have to pay more for materials, we have to pay more for fuel, we have to pay more for salaries, but we get so much pushback. But you can go to the gas station and you might complain about the gas, but you're not going to go to 6 other gas stations to price gas before you get gas.
Right. And I think one of the myths so my son Dylan used to work for you, and so he was actually talking about this the other day, the myth that people think like, oh, well, right here by the front door, I want to plug, so you can just put one in there, right? Like there's all sorts of code and everything else you have to follow. So it is expensive, but you're also paying for the knowledge and knowing that it's done correctly.
Absolutely. Because you can't just put it anywhere. There's
Right.
there's framing restrictions, there's things like that. And going back to what you just said with the knowledge, houses have undergone different code transitions in the way they're built, over the years. So if you've been doing it long enough, okay, this house was built around this time, this is how it was built, and you can kind of build from that knowledge and know what you need to do to get the job done.
How excited do you get when you open up a wall or something to do some electrical work and you see knob and tube?
Oh, it's so great. I love it.
So if you know, you know.
What is one thing you wish you'd known before starting your business or even starting in the electrical field?
Geez, that's a $1 million question. Honestly, I don't know that I would have done anything any differently, to be quite honest. Like I could sit here and think of a million different things I wish I'd done differently or I wish I'd known, but I'm kind of happy with where I'm at now. So that might have changed things.
And how can people connect with Brown's Electrical?
Here we go.
So especially the electrical part, right? So with the electrical side, how can they connect with that? Do they just call Brown's Heating, Air, Plumbing, and Electrical?
Hey, nailed it.
Or is there a different number for the electrical? Or
No, they can call the main number for the office. It's 434-610-4373. We also have a great website, brownsheatingair.com. And you can even contact us through our Facebook page as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. This has been Tea Time with the Central Virginia Business Coalition. If you want to find out any more information about Brown's Heating, Air, Plumbing, and Electrical, you can do that by going to our Facebook page, cvabc.org. Or if you'd also like to be a guest on the show, you can contact us at heather@cvabc.org.